Welcome everybody to the Three Gun Show. I'm your host, Dave Hartman, and this is episode 270 with my buddy Jay Christiansen. Jay, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
And we're gonna do this live here. I'm gonna try to do a one-take live. Jay, I got some things to tell you about here.
All right, let's hear about them.
So the IWI Masada pistol. I don't know if you know this, but IWI gave us a pistol to give away. Did you hear about this?
I did. I heard about that.
And
I'm patiently waiting instructions.
I reached out to Vortex, and they're going to go ahead and give us a Vortex Venom red dot to put on top of the little thing.
Heck yeah.
And then LAG Tactical is going to be giving us a holster as well. So a whole pistol dot holster package. You can hear me wrecking my Masada there from the good people at IWI, Vortex Optics, and LAG Tactical. Pretty exciting.
Yeah. So I've been waiting to put my hands on one of these. And, yeah, dude, feels freaking awesome.
Trigger does not feel like 5.5 pounds, right?
No, not at all. Probably closest comparison would be like M&P trigger.
Yeah. I'll buy that.
I mean, really good trigger out of the box.
So to win this, you need to be a Three Gun Show patron. And if by the time this releases, I haven't figured out how we're going to do the drawing, I'll put that right here. And if not, you'll find out later.
Sweet. Good thing I'm a patron.
That's right. So if you want to join the patrons, it's going to be threegunshow.com/Patreon. That's Patreon. And you get yourself a chance to win this sweet pistol from IWI. Second thing, Three Gun Show Pro Shop. The Pro Shop is back up and running. Pretty soon we're going to have new designs, including the Born to Three Gun design. Now, Jay, you saw some stuff already.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sworn to secrecy. And I did order some samples yesterday of some new Born to Three Gun T-shirts and some other things. Those are coming down the line, so you will see those in the Three Gun Show Pro Shop soon. That is threegunshowproshop.com, or you can just go to threegunshow.com and click on the store. But we got other stuff in there. Viper scopes, Armalite comps, Spitfires, mounts, all kinds of good stuff.
A couple
handguards.
And maybe some new products to come to this shop.
There's all kinds of new things that are coming on the horizon. So support Three Gun Show by shopping at threegunshowproshop.com. This episode is brought to you by JP Rifles. So JP Rifles, Jay, I just found out recently they have an essentials line. I feel silly for not knowing this because years ago I thought I couldn't afford a JP rifle because they are really high-end, awesome shooting match rifles. They have an essentials rifle that has an 18-inch super match barrel, 15.5-inch handguard, a 3-port comp, and adjustable gas block, all the good stuff that you would need. The most important piece, that super match barrel. And it comes in a package with Mo stock, normal grip, full size, what's it called? Full size, you're not even helping me out here.
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
The full size bull carrier group, and it's only $17.49.
Ah, gotcha.
Incredible value for a rifle. And if you're on a budget, check it out. If you've got a little more to spend, you can upgrade to low mass operating system, silent capture spring, all that good stuff, and get it in any color you want, along with the cooling fins for your the heatsink for your barrel. So jprifles.com is where you find out more information about that. jprifles.com. And my guest today, Jay Christiansen.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Jay, it's great to have you on the podcast. Good to have you in the Three Gun Show outboard studio. We're in my home because the air conditioning is kind of hot in the studio right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have time to cool it down. Jay, I'm happy to have you here, man.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm happy to see you because this is going to get weird for you. I'm happy to see you because 2 months ago, there was this picture on Facebook of you in a neck brace and no other information. And I get a call from James Gill. He's like, hey, man, just visited Jay in the hospital. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? And you had yourself a little accident, but you're doing good now. But let's rewind a little while. Do you mind we talk about this? We didn't talk about this before the podcast.
I mean, it's a little bit of a sore. No, I'm kidding.
It's a little bit of a sore spot.
Totally good.
By the way, we got the Three Gun Show soundboard here. I was actually going for the drums. That was not it. Is this it?
Nope.
That's laughter.
Other one.
This one?
Nope.
No, that is not it.
Nope.
That's the cheering that we can't get to stop. Is it this one here?
I think so.
There's all these buttons on the board.
Actually, I think it might be that one.
We've lost the entire.
Let's see.
Go for it.
Nope, that ain't it either. That's the right sound for the button I pushed, though. Perfect timing. Here it is.
So
we go.
It's a sore spot. Oh. Wow, that took a long time. We've just lost everyone at this point.
We're good. It's been pretty funny. It took all of 12 hours. I want to say took about 12 hours for the jokes to start rolling in immediately.
Oh, really?
Well, as soon as everybody figured out I was alive and not as seriously injured as it probably looked from the picture.
Well, the picture was, I mean, there was no real details or anything, so it was like, okay, well, hey, Parker, leave it. If you guys hear stuff in the background, dog's having a good time because we've got company here, but
yep.
He's trying to eat his bed right now, and we don't do that anymore. But
yeah, pretty sure I posted something about didn't do no snitching, but I still got stitches. Or no, got stitches, but wasn't no snitches, something like that. Yeah, so.
And then when James calls me and tells me what happened, a tree fell on you, like, I was pretty concerned. Like,
yeah.
So traumatic brain injury is a real thing. You get hit in the head.
Right.
You could be screwed up for life.
Yeah.
Your personality can change. Bad things can happen.
Oh, yeah.
So that was one of my major concerns was like, okay, is Jay going to be the same after this? Because you're a pretty nice guy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I have my moments.
You do. I can agree.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. So what happened?
Yeah, so that's the short version is a tree fell on me or a tree dropped on my head. So pretty much just out trimming trees, father-in-law's place. So trimming trees. I had already cut down a big tree. At this point, we're just trimming a dead branch off another. So cutting it with a pole saw, cut one side of it, went around, cut the other. Didn't act like it was ready to come down, so I was like, I'm going to go back around and finish it off. At that point, walking under it, just walking with the pole saw in my hand, looking at the ground, and all of a sudden, lights out. Next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital in Victoria, which apparently was hours later.
Wow.
They said I was unconscious completely for about 5 minutes. So flashing forward to the prognosis, I guess. So the tree fell right on top of my head. It was a good sized branch, so 10-inch diameter-ish, about 15, 20 feet long, hanging off the side of this tree.
That's a big-ass branch.
It's like I said, a tree fell on me.
Yes.
And it's oak, so it's nice, solid, heavy wood.
Nice.
I thought at first I remembered it being 10 to 12 feet off the ground where the branch was coming off the tree. And when I went out the other day and looked, it was a lot higher than I remembered. Really? So it fell from pretty high.
Yeah, you were telling me, it fell from it was only 12 feet. And I was thinking to myself, like, well, only 12 feet. And you're, what, 6'6"?
6'5".
6'5"?
My reach is like 8 to 8.5 feet high. So I only remembered it being a few feet higher than I could reach.
And you're trying to downplay it. I'm like, bro, like that's still coming down heavy.
I didn't want it to be a fish story. Be like, this 24-inch diameter branch fell from 30 feet above my head, and I caught it, and it just cut my head open.
Caught it with my face.
Yeah. No, if anything, I'd rather underplay it and then be like, come to think about it, it was about 15 feet high.
Yeah.
It was a lot higher than I remember because I was looking up at it like, crap, I don't remember it being that high.
Yeah.
So yeah, it fell, hit me right on top of my head towards the back. So judging by the injuries, I had scrapes and scratches down the back of my head, back of my neck. So it hit top of my head, scuffed down the back of my neck. I believe that's when it impacted. It's my C7 spinous process that broke, which is like a fin that sticks off the back of your vertebrae, what it looks like.
Right.
So it broke that bone, and then the neurologist said I had a severe case of whiplash, basically, and that's what kind of stretched everything out, and it said it microfractured my T1 and 2 vertebrae. So broke one, fractured 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I got so lucky. Could have been dead on the spot.
Yeah.
My wife thought I was dead when she looked out from the kitchen of the house.
Saw your ass in the air and your face on the ground.
Saw me on the ground with my head covered in blood. So she come running out. My father-in-law was over there with me. She wouldn't even come anywhere near me till she knew I was breathing.
Really?
She thought I was dead on the spot.
Man, so we learned don't trust Jay's wife for CPR.
No, she will freeze up, lock up.
So what happened to your face?
I was born this way.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Actually, I did end up. Yeah, good job. I did end up with a lump on my forehead, a big black eye, and a big some kind of cut on my eyelid, and then a busted lip, and looks like I might have bit my tongue in the process. So somewhere along the way, on the way to the ground, I think the tree might have bounced up and hit me a few more times.
The tree was pissed.
It wasn't happy. I was cutting it down. So, but like you said, very fortunate that I wasn't killed, paralyzed, or just totally brain wrecked in the process. You know.
Yeah. It could have been really bad. I was driving back from Grand Junction when I was talking to James about it, and then I think I spoke to you like shortly thereafter. But yeah, man, I was like really worried that you're gonna be jacked up. So I'm happy
very
you're
lucky.
not. And so you've had like a 6 or 8 week break from shooting, then, right?
Well,
because you were
7 weeks to this point now.
Was it because like bed rest or what?
Well, I
know they wouldn't let you do it, but
I couldn't drive.
Okay.
Essentially, I couldn't leave the house unless somebody was taking me somewhere. I was in that brace.
That's why you're here. You've had enough of home for a while.
Whew. I have. I love you, family.
Oh, that's gonna get old.
I think it already did.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
it's new.
Yeah,
it's freaking buttons. How can I not press them?
A shiny thing. No, I mean, yeah, sitting in the house is terrible for me. I'm such a busybody as it is, and I'm always out and about. My wife complains about how much I'm out doing things. But yeah, I mean, I'm so ready to be out of the house. I'm glad to be back to normal work duty. My job, again, fortunate enough to work for a great company, and they let me work normal work from home for those 6 weeks that I was stuck there with my brace on. So as soon as the doctor cleared me, they're, all right, get your ass back on the road.
You still work here?
Yeah.
Get out there and sell something.
Yep, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Very lucky.
So when are you going to be pulling the trigger? Have you gotten out and done any practice yet?
This past weekend.
Yeah?
I gave it a week after I got the brace off. So then I said, all right, I'll give it a week and see how I feel. I feel really good. So I said, okay, I'll just take it out, the pistol and rifle, see how it feels, a couple shots.
Mm-hmm.
Pistol, no problem. That didn't really stress anything. Rifle felt good. The only thing there was just kind of getting my neck back to used to being in that position. So everything's still pretty tight.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to get stretched out, and the strength feels good, but it's mainly the flexibility right now.
Mm-hmm.
But the rifle felt really good, even proning out.
Even prone.
Yeah, prone felt good. Even though I was on 35s, and I normally shoot off prone off 40s, so I had to tweak a little for that. But it felt good. I'm gonna give it another week and take the shotgun out and see what happens.
Sweet. So then 2 weeks after that, Strad Natties.
It is.
The UML Traditional Nationals,
Mm-hmm.
which I only know by Trad Natties now.
Yeah. Was it UML? Bushnell presents UML Traditional Nationals?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah. Something like that.
And then I think Amax and Ruben started calling it Trad Natties. and then that just stuck.
Yep. I think I called it Tratty Natties.
Tratty Natties? Yeah, that's a pretty good one, too. I like it. So all right, so you're feeling better.
Yep.
You're going to be back shooting.
Yep.
Everything's back to normal.
I wouldn't say normal.
Really? Are you having trouble holding your head up?
No, you would think. The giant dome I got.
Well, I wonder about that because, like, you're in a brace and you're not required to use your muscles to hold your head up. Well, like, it sounds silly, and it is a silly question, but it is something I wonder about. Like,
so I was still holding my head up, essentially, with the muscles.
Oh.
The brace is just keeping me from moving it around too much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they wanted it stabilized in one position, but, I mean, I'm still holding my head up.
Mm-hmm.
And the like I said, the muscles are fine. It doesn't. My head doesn't feel heavy after I took the brace off.
Is it stiff now because you haven't like turned directions and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Because I haven't been turning my head or up and down. So up and down range of motion is good. Left and right turning is almost 100%. The tilting side to side is the only thing that's really kind of restricted right now.
Right.
Because these muscles here, like, I mean, I wish they felt like this before the injury because they are rock solid.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. My traps. So
because they're all tight.
Yeah.
Well, so all right, I want to bring up a fun topic. Let's talk about some happy things. Okay. We shot the DC Project team match.
Yep.
Is that the proper title of that?
DC Project is it Foundation?
I have no idea.
DC
I
Project
think it's called
team
DC
match.
Project. Yeah, DC Project team match. It was in June, right?
Yes.
At Reveille Peak in Tejas.
Yep.
Which is Burnet, Texas, just outside of Austin, and same place Texas 3 Gun was. They've got a lot of Spartan races there. They blow stuff up. It's big venue.
Yep.
So we did the Texas the DC Project team match. Did you have fun at that team match?
Heck yeah, we did.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
I enjoyed that one too. I was not expecting it. It was a last minute match for me. I got teamed up in the exhibition group because my teammate was a dude. I guess we should describe the format. So the format is you have one dude and one chick, or one dude and one kid.
Correct.
And then that is the teams.
That's the requirements for the team that would be eligible for placement and prizes.
Right. So that's basically like the old war sport style. Now they open it up, I guess later on or midway or something like that, and said, hey, if you can't find a chick or a kid and you're a dude, grab another dude and you can come shoot. And then I think just a couple of days before the match, I got the call that Shaky Dave wanted or needed a teammate. And I was like, cool, I'll come out and shoot with him. And never met him before.
Yep.
Really cool dude. You and I got a squad together, so you met Dave too.
Yeah, I met him at Babes with Bullets back
in
May up there in Louisiana. Went and hung out with him. He came ate with us. Went to the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good dude. Ton of fun.
Dave's a fun guy to squad with. And then your partner was Beth Walker, right?
Beth Walker, yeah.
Good match. A lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. I love team matches.
Yeah, that was actually my first time shooting a team match.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, it was a lot of fun. I just hope I lived up to the expectations of my team. I'm sure I had some disappointing moments in there for her.
Well, we gotta find a kid that's on the Snapchat so we can find out what the real story was.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that was a fun match. So you and I we bunked together. We had a hotel there.
Yep.
And we came up with this cool idea.
Yep. #TX308G.
#TX308G. So
is that what we settled on?
I think that's what we settled on. So what the deal is we were kind of talking about division hopping, things we want to do, things like that. Just basically hanging around the hotel after the match or after dinner for sleeping, and we were talking about shooting stuff, which is what we always do, right?
Yeah. Always seems to end up there, doesn't it?
Seems to end up there. Starts there, ends up there. In the middle, there's other stuff, but
yeah.
So we were talking about shooting Texas 3 Gun next year, and we somehow got on the topic of shooting heavy would be fun because all you need is a 308 rifle, because Texas 3 Guns rules, they don't specify a pistol caliber and they don't specify a shotgun type.
Right.
Now, I always thought that they said, like, hey, semi-auto 9mm is cool, semi-auto shotgun's cool. But I went and read the rules, and it basically just doesn't specify that. But it says that the caliber needs to be 3.0 or bigger, .30 or bigger, excluding 300 blackout and 300 whisper.
On the rifle.
Yeah.
I thought it specified 308.
I could be wrong. Should we pause and go look?
We don't need to pause, but we can look while we're
Yeah,
talking.
you look. So anyway, we came up with this thing. Like, it would be cool if like a bunch of people shot that division, because there's enough people out there that have, TAC Ops gear, normal TAC Ops gear, and a 308 rifle. So we decided we would do that, make it a movement, and along with the release of this podcast, we're going to be releasing a video. You can check it out. But if you're listening and that sounds fun to you, you should come shoot Texas 3-gun with us, which is going to be May next year, right?
Yes, it's going to be the first weekend in May, I believe.
Yeah, first weekend in May. And come shoot heavy with us, which is going to be Texas heavy, 308 rifle, 9mm semi-automatic, and a semi-automatic shotgun.
Yeah, I think it basically it's, if you got TAC Ops gear, all you got to do is swap out your rifle for a 308.
Yeah, it's TAC Ops for a 308. They even announced that the Magpul D50 is legal.
Yes, they got rid of the mag restriction because there was a restriction before on the rifle mag capacity.
What was it?
I thought it was 20.
Oh, okay.
It was either 20 or 25. So the only thing it specifies.
So it's the Magpul Texas 3-gun championship. Basically, whatever capacity Magpul is going to put in a 308, you can use in your rifle.
Yep. Okay, you are correct. It does say minimum caliber is 30. 300 blackout, 300 whisper is excluded, but it also states minimum power factor of 320.
So you could shoot like 300 Win Mag.
Oh, God, yeah. Go right ahead.
Yeah, they would be upset with you, and you'd destroy all their steel.
That's within the rules. It
is
just has a
rules.
minimum power factor, minimum caliber of 30 and minimum power factor of 320. So you can shoot a 50 if you want.
Oh.
We should challenge Shaky Dave to that since he likes shooting stages with a 50.
All right. Note to self, call Shaky Dave. That's a great idea.
Jeez.
There's all kinds of cool stuff you can shoot then.
Yeah, and then, yeah, I mean, on everything else, it doesn't state calibers or anything for heavy. It's because they call it a heavy optics division. Yeah. So it's not actually heavy metal. Yeah.
Oh, so that's the other cool thing is that you can have a scope on there. It's not like the weird heavy division where everything's limited.
Right.
Yeah. So grab your Razor 1-6, throw it on your 308 rifle, take whatever was on there off, come shoot Texas 3-gun with us. TX308G.
Hashtag TX308G.
I like it.
Yep. Be looking for that video.
So are you going to do it?
Yeah. It was kind of our idea.
Yeah.
Okay,
you already showed me the 308.
Yeah. Thing's badass.
We've recruited several people to do it too.
Yeah.
So James Gill's going to do it.
Yep.
I got Dylan Easily to do it. Right. Garrett Grover said that he was going to do it when I think talked to him at Wyoming about that. He's easy to talk into that.
Yep.
Of course, Justin Morris will probably be in there. Jay Carrillo. Yep. Oh yeah, I talked to Jay Carrillo at the DC
we talked
Project.
to him at dinner.
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah, at DC Project. That's right.
Yep.
And he said he would do it.
Yep.
Because of course he's got 308 and he
might be able to
shoots a lot of.
Should be able to get Lance to do it too.
I bet we get Lance to do it.
Yeah, he shoots through it. He shoots heavy at that match all the time.
I bet we get Daniel Jurasic to do it. But
bet you won't.
But I bet Daniel would want to stick in tax since everyone's leaving. Daniel, come shoot TX308G with us, buddy.
Yeah, everybody's doing it.
Everybody's doing it. Who else? I think that's all the confirmations we got now. I think Chad Torres was interested in doing it. My buddy Mike Griswold was talking about coming back, and it seemed like he thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a significant amount of people that are like, yeah, that sounds like fun.
Pretty sure we'll actually end up with a fairly good showing.
I know this might be like the biggest heavy division of the year.
Ever.
The biggest heavy division since they invented the 223 cartridge.
That's what I think.
Write that down.
Yep.
All right. So if you're listening and you want to do it, sounds like fun. Come shoot with us. I think we kind of discussed this behind the scenes, but I'm going to try to talk Aaron into giving us some squads that are 308 only.
Ooh.
Wouldn't that be even more fun? Because like it's cool to shoot with like your buddies if like you're shooting tack, your buddy's shooting limited, and your other buddy's shooting open because you can share stage plans and stuff, and you don't have to worry about like going up against each other. But if everybody in that squad is competing in the same division,
heavy, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, wouldn't that be sweet?
Wonder if we can get them. No, I'm not gonna. We'll do that one next year, 2021. I got an idea.
Okay, write that down.
I did. I wrote it down in my half-working brain.
Yeah. Yeah, in your messed up brain. Yeah, Jay seems to be all right. He's walking in circles, but he's okay. Yeah, I think that button's going to get old. Adam wanted this soundboard, by the way. Adam, Amax,
it's here for you,
right
buddy.
Here, buddy. Yeah. So what else is going on in the three-gun world?
And all kinds of stuff.
All kinds.
You've been watching the feeds?
Dude, this has been a stinking busy summer for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like let's see, 2018, I thought to myself, I'm going to make 2018 less matches because 2017 I went like out crazy. So I'm going to make less matches and more quality, and it just kept expanding from there.
Yeah.
It just like I kept adding matches to the schedule, and I just can't say no. And then for 2019, it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And
I think you shot more in 2019 than you have yet, huh?
Oh God, no. So when I left my job in 2016, that was when I shot like absolutely everything I possibly could.
Yeah.
And that was like basically just nonstop shooting the entire summer season. But yeah, so I think I'm up to, I think I'm more matches this year than last year. But the problem is, I'm not traveling around with the RV and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like fly out, come back, fly out, come back.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else, I know woe is me, right? But and then you got to fit work in the middle of the week. I don't know how some people have like a 40, 50 hour of the week job and then still hit 15 matches a year. Like that seems like damn near impossible.
That's a bunch.
It's a bunch.
So I think this was supposed to be my busiest year. So I ended up, I had to cancel out a Gen 3 gun. I think I had to cancel out at least 3 matches.
Wisconsin 3-gun championship.
Wisconsin, Gen 3 gun. I think Red October I was going to go.
Still can.
Yeah, I probably could. Wouldn't be very enjoyable.
Yeah. Tough to make plans.
But yeah, I mean, I still don't think I had 15 scheduled. Like, I have a family.
Yeah. That's the thing that always like blows my mind when dudes are like, yeah, I shoot 15 matches a year and they've got, wife and kids and a full-time job.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus.
So, I mean, obviously we all want to shoot as much as we can, right?
Yeah.
But, if you like to have a happy home life, you got to balance everything out as well.
Yeah.
Range time, it's good to get range time in. That's not so bad if you got access locally or even local matches where it's, one day thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely doable where you can shoot a lot of matches like that. If you're trying to shoot major matches, I kind of try to stick to the rule of a major a month during like the main seasons.
What's the main season for you?
Well, I mean, like you got your springtime, like your March to May, February to May in there, and then when little things pop up here and there, like DC Project match popped up in June.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, nothing else going on in June.
There's literally nothing going on in June.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, cool, I'll swing that. And then July usually July is usually pretty empty.
It's pretty calm.
I save that for family vacation, summertime.
Colorado 3-gun is going on then, which I like. They when Kevin started that match, he kind of put it on the weekend. I can't remember if it's before or after. It must be after Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people seem to like making that long weekend, a Colorado trip.
Yep.
You know, and I know a lot of people that have actually like brought family and stuff to that match.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, we'll go to Colorado Springs, we'll go check out Pikes Peak and stuff like that, and then a day later, I'll shoot this match. You know, you won't talk to me for 2 days,
Right?
And then we'll do some more Colorado stuff.
Yeah, I saved July. Usually, we have an annual trip we take with the whole family to go float the river out in Concan, west of San Antonio. Go float the Frio River, which is cold, by the way.
Oh, right! It's right in the name. We got to get better at these buttons.
Wrong button, but that one will work. That was a letdown. No, it's that, and then of course you get into August. So I think was it Gen 3 Guns August? No, that was
Gen 3 Guns September. Yeah. August is the Western matches. You've got
it used to be Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain. I still Rocky Mountain still
yes,
is
I'm
there,
sorry.
right? But
so
it's
Rocky
not,
Mountain is still doing their match, just not as
but
big.
It's like mini major kind of thing.
Yeah.
They reeled it back. Wyoming 3-gun or Wyoming Governor's match.
That's right. What about Pro-Am in August, or is that September as well?
Pro-Am's August.
So there's a bunch
Vortex
there.
Extremes in August. Not necessarily 3-gun, but
that type. Yeah, so that's some of the stuff. Like those are some of the matches I had on the list of trying to attend, and of course, like I said, it got shut down this year. But I'm trying. You know, for my schedule personally, I'm trying to get out and want to go to some of these matches I've never been to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the legendary matches that are still around, Superstition Mountain.
We were talking about that a couple days ago.
Yep. So
Superstition will be good.
Yeah, that, you know, multi-gun nationals. Never been to Pro-Am, never made it to Gen 3 gun.
Pro-Am's good. Pro-Am's fun.
Yeah.
Pro-Am's interesting because it, it's 2 matches. Like the Pro-Am nomenclature is kind of like a misnomer kind of thing. It's not really a traditional Pro-Am setup.
Right.
Like you don't have like a pro and an am as partners.
Right.
Which I think would be kind of cool in a format. But the fact that there's 2 matches going on in the same place at the same time, you call it whatever you want. It's still like a shitload of people.
Right.
It's pretty cool. And then of course in Rockcastle. Have you ever shot in Rockcastle?
I've never even been to Rockcastle.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's an impressive range. Tons of open terrain shooting and things like that. And then the hills of Kentucky, the Kentucky hillside, or I don't know what they call it, hill country. That's what we call everything here in Texas. But it is beautiful.
Yeah.
Big green rolling hills and all these red barns with white trim and stuff.
Right.
Really cool.
Well, is that getting up into the Appalachians?
I don't know.
No, probably not. Maybe.
I know I've gone through the Smoky Mountains several times to get to Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I don't know about that.
Either way. Got to get there.
Cool place to be. Yep.
If it's still there.
Yeah. I haven't done multi-gun nationals. I'd like to do that one, especially, I'd like to go shoot a Shannon Smith match.
Yeah.
It makes it kind of, it's kind of funny because I wanted to shoot a Shannon Smith match, and then I wanted to shoot multi-gun nationals, and now it's the same thing. So it's like, oh, cool. Check. Right there. And then Superstition. And I might shoot Superstition this year because they usually battle with Texas 3-gun, and Texas 3-gun, I really enjoy that match, so I like going to that match.
Yep.
And so it was like one of those things like, well, do I go try something new or do I stick with, like, I know I like key lime pie, but I might like whatever the hell that is too,
Yeah.
So.
Well, now that they moved, maybe we'll be able to do that.
Yeah. So we were talking about Superstition. I think I might try to hit that one up, although I don't know how to get into the match. And I think, just like the name implies, Superstition, Mystery Mountain 3-gun, there's a lot of things that I have no idea how they work with Superstition.
Is it Superstition Mystery Mountain or
Mountain
Mystery?
It's Mystery Mountain because there's actually a mountain called Mystery Mountain.
Okay.
You can look it up. Fact check that. Yeah. Jamie, look that up.
I got you, Joe.
So but the idea is like, Superstition, it's a really big match. Over 300 people go. It's this next year is going to be their 25th anniversary or something like that. That's insane.
Superstition Mountain Mystery 3-gun.
No, I was wrong. Oh, it's Superstition Mountain Mystery 3-gun.
There you go.
I thought it was Superstition Mystery Mountain. Okay, my bad. But anyhow.
2020 registration coming soon. We use practice score for registration and squatting.
But they also open it early to people that have been there before.
Gotcha.
Which, what do you think about that? Some matches do that, some matches don't.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's like making sure your regulars, your repeat customers are going to get in before somebody that might sign up and not come.
Right.
So
I don't have a problem with it now because no matches are filling up. But I had a problem with it when I tried to get into Rocky Mountain, like in 2013 or 12 or something like that.
Right.
And I couldn't get in.
Yeah. Well, no.
Because as a new guy, how do you get to a match if you've never gone?
Right. Email them now and say.
Well, it was Rocky Mountain, so you can't email.
Well,
you have to write a letter.
That's so true. Yeah, that's true. You can Facebook them.
Well, I don't know. I'm glad that's gone away because, like it's a serious question. If you've never gone to someplace and you have to have gone there to get there, how do you get there?
Well, it's kind of like credit, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you get credit if you ain't never had no credit?
Exactly.
And they want you to have credit to get credit. But I never had credit, so how do I get credit?
Yeah, that's like getting into Rocky Mountain.
Just keep trying to sign up until they let you have it. That's all.
Well, with Rocky Mountain, they always had people drop out, and so they would, like a week beforehand, they're like, "Hey, we got your spot." Like, who is this? There's no way I'm going to train up for a match in a week.
I think I've already made plans for that at this point.
Yeah, because 8 months ago I sent you a check.
Yeah.
I mailed you a check.
Yep. And then just wait in hopes that I'm in the match when I get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It'd be bad if you showed up and they're like, I don't have a spot for you.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. I brought it up briefly. The most matches don't fill up. So
anymore. Yep.
Anymore. Excuse me. So I've had this conversation with several people offline, and the question is always like, is 3-gun retracting? Is it shrinking? Or is there something else going on? So my hypothesis is there's a little bit of both happening, that there's not as much new blood coming into 3-gun because of 3-gun Nation's no longer on TV, making it look like super cool. And the amount of matches has drastically grown.
Yeah.
So you no longer have to fly all the way across the country to Denver, get a rental car, drive 5 hours to Raton, and go to Rocky Mountain 3-gun, because there's 2 3-gun matches that are air quote majors.
Yeah.
2 hours away.
Yep.
Think that's it? Or what do you think is
yes
going on?
To all of that.
Yes to all of that?
So
this is great. I'm going to have you on more often. Just tell me I'm right all the time.
You are correct, Dave. Let's move on to the next question.
All right. Next topic.
So, I mean, so you have, for one, you have a bunch of guys that have vanished on, like, that were big-time, quote, shooters, 3-gun Nation days, even before that. Like, of course, you got guys that are getting older and just.
I'm writing down vanishing because I have a theory on that, too. I want to run by you.
Yeah. Not into it anymore. You got people that were into it maybe for the wrong reasons, and now that those reasons aren't available, they're like, well, there's nothing.
Are you talking about like prize tables and sponsorships?
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Like some way to profit off of it, which, whatever. That's, everybody wants to profit off something, right? I still think there's new people coming into the game. Probably not like flooding it, but yeah, the main problem being that there's so many matches now.
Yeah.
And not just local stuff. Like local stuff, okay, that's fine. I love shooting local matches, that's where we all started, right?
Yeah, I love shooting club matches.
Yeah. So, but the real problem is there's so many quote unquote major matches.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody starts matches and calls them a championship.
I have a theory on this too.
Invitational, whatever, nationals, like you put the big name on it and call it a major, and there's just so many of those. So there's essentially the market's flooded with options for the consumer, and you got to be, now you have to pick and choose what you can actually go to instead of everybody trying to get to the same big match, core of 8 to 10 big matches around the country throughout the year.
And I think there is amongst newer shooters, there is the feeling of like, well, I couldn't get into the match, I'll never try again.
Yeah.
Because I can get into this one.
Yep.
No problem.
Yep.
And I had a great time.
Yep.
And I got a handguard. That kind of thing.
I got something free.
Yeah. So I have a couple theories on this one. So we're talking about new people. We're talking about vanishing. God damn it. What was Majors. Oh, supply and demand.
Yep.
So here's the thing. People ask me all the time, like when I talk to sponsors and stuff, they're like, well, USPSA can get 300 people to go to the same match. Why is that? And my answer is that is the only match that is that match.
Yep.
Like if you just take what did they just recently have? High Cap Nationals?
Well, yeah, all like the High Cap Nationals.
Yeah, High Cap Nationals.
Optics Nationals.
High Cap Nationals, right? So it's carry optics, it's open, and it's limited. Am I right on that?
So High Cap Nationals, you had the first one was open and PCC.
Okay, open and PCC.
And then you had, so I think that was Optics Nationals. Then you have High Cap Nationals, which is, I believe it was carry optics and limited.
Right.
And yeah.
So,
and then Low Cap Nationals was what, single stack revolver production.
I honestly didn't hear anything about that. There must be not many people shooting.
Well, there was 3 different nationals this year.
Right.
So yeah, so basically you had your optics, your high cap, and your low cap.
Right. Okay. So anyway, the point is that PCC and open, that is the championship in that, because USPSA is the organization that runs that. They control all the matches, and they say we are not having 5 PCC and open matches this year. We're having one nationals. Fucking smart.
That's it. There's one nationals match.
There's one nationals match. There's one championship. There's one title, and that is why everyone goes there.
Yep. When
you have and so that's why you can get 300 people in a match. When you have no bigger organization, what am I trying to say? Sanctioning body.
Yep.
Anyone can start a match. You and I can go start a match in my front yard right now if we want to.
We can call it National Major Championship of the Universe.
Exactly. And whoever comes, we can give them a trophy and send them on their merry way, and they go to the next championship.
Yep.
That's next week.
Next weekend.
In your backyard.
Yep.
Right? And neither of them mean anything, because there's no sanctioning body. It's like, okay, well, you got a trophy. That's great. But not everyone showed up for that one in the front yard. Only Dave's neighbors showed up for that one.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing,
are
right?
Dave's neighbors really the best shooters, or are they the only ones that went to that match? And so that, I think, is one of the problems that we have in 3-gun, and that's why we see like so many matches not filling up, because there is too much supply for the demand that we have. It's not that I don't know for sure. I'd like to see some practice score data, but I don't think demand is going down. I think supply is going way up. I think demand is stagnant, supply is going way up. Can you tell that I have a business degree? I sat through microeconomics, and we did this example with ice cream cones. I remember that specifically, but because it was a hot day and I wanted some ice cream.
Gotcha.
But that I think is what we're seeing, and that I think is one of the calls for a sanctioning body.
Yeah,
and that's anytime you say that, people throw, oh no, I love outlaw matches. I do too.
Yeah, we all do, right?
But I mean, if you want an actual championship and you want 300 people in a match, there needs to be some sort of strategy, And one of the things I really like that Amax said a couple years ago when he first started coming on the podcast is when someone says that they want to have a new match. It's like, okay, well, look at the landscape. What does it add?
Yep.
No one thinks about that now. Because they're like, okay, well, we got 7 bays and some bushes over there, so we've got 7 bay stages and a jungle run that we can go ahead and make a match right here.
Yep.
And that is the same thing that is right over there. It's the same thing that's right over there.
Yep.
It's the same thing that you see in match after match after match. It's like, why do you have 7 championships on the same range, 2 of them in the same month? It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, that is exactly what it is. Like you said, demand is the same. Mm-hmm. Supply is just...
There's only one Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yep.
They don't do 13 Super Bowls because no one would give a shit about the 12th one or the second one.
Right. I want the one. Yeah. I mean, there's people keep trying. I guess nobody's got it right.
I got my UML hat. I'm waiting. I backed 3 Gun Nation until I didn't.
I got my UML trophy sitting next to my 3 Gun Nation trophy. I guess I need to try to go get a Multi-Gun Nationals trophy, and then I can have all the governing body trophies there are.
Yeah, I was membership numbers. I was trying to look for membership numbers. I kept I can't remember what it was, but I was entering my member number. I'm like, I know this is my effing member number. Why is it not taking it? And then I do the contact help thing, and I was putting like my UML member and my USPSA login or something like that. It's like, God. So yeah, like I'm a member of all of them.
Yeah.
But we, if USPSA gave an S about 3 Gun, it could be cool.
Yep.
If UML does what they say they're going to do, it could be cool. Something needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, just everybody needs to. I don't know what everybody needs to do. We're never all going to agree.
I know that's true. I think it's true.
Nobody's going to agree that one's the way we need to go until they do, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, there's things in place and people in place that can make it be the governing body, but like you said, you gotta give a shit about it first.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the question I get a lot from match directors or major match directors or even like club match directors is like, why should I swap to UML?
Yeah.
And I like the greater good. Like, that's not a good answer, right?
Because they're the one doing it.
Well, that's
I mean,
that's the like I can't say that they have the greatest set of rules I've ever seen.
Right.
I can't say that. I can't say I agree with everything that UML does.
Right.
I can't say they do everything best, but
they're doing it.
They do have a rule set. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
They do matches. I went to the Wyoming Governors match. It was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The they have like a ranking system. I think the names are kind of silly, but they have a ranking system. So
yeah, classification like 3 Gun Nation, had the classifications of pro and semi-pro and everything.
They had the dumb names too. Like, stop fucking saying pro. It implies professional. No one is a professional doing this.
That's why
it drives me nuts.
So USPSA's got that covered, right?
Yeah.
So Grandmaster, Master, A, B, C, D.
Exactly, and there's a history of those names being used in other areas.
Yep.
I believe. I don't want to say that word because I don't know that's true, but I know in chess you can be a grandmaster chess person, right?
That's like Grand Wizard or something, isn't it?
No, that's something else.
Oh no, that's KKK.
Yeah. That's the bad one.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean,
and to master something actually means something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you have mastered this, right?
Yep.
So
instead of saying I'm pro
is stupid. And like, I would never even want to call myself a pro.
I feel weird saying that.
I do too.
Somebody says it to me, they're like, "You're a professional shooter." Like, doesn't pro imply like a paycheck or something?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't have any of those.
Exactly. You know what? The other thing that always makes me laugh at is when someone says, "I'm an engineer by trade." Like, oh, really? You weren't an engineer by birth? Like, you weren't born into the craft?
I was born this way.
You hear that a lot, though.
Yeah. Engineer by trade.
Yeah.
I guess I'm a salesman by trade.
I'm a salesman by birth.
Yeah, I was born to sell.
Born to sell.
No, I was born to 3-gun, Dave.
Oh, boom. That's a good one.
That'd be an awesome tattoo.
So the other thing, that would be a pretty sweet tattoo.
Somebody do their whole head.
Their whole head in the Born to 3-gun helmet?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That'd be sick. I got 5 on that. Let me know if you want to do it. I got $5 for you.
I'll give you 100.
$105.
I'll put 100 in.
So, new people. So there's definitely a bias, a cognitive bias, because I talk to new people all the time.
Yep.
But I'm the same way. Like, I see new people coming in to the game all the time.
Yep.
But that is kind of like my business is interacting with, engaging with people that are interested in 3-gun.
Yep.
And when people find the 3-gun show and they're new, it's like they're super enthusiastic and they like to chat about it, which is awesome because I love to chat back about it, so. You like 3-gun? I like 3-gun. I
totally had a flashback. I was that guy in 2015.
That's right.
Like Texas 3-gun 2015, I believe it was.
Should we tell the story?
Well, it's not much of a story.
We squatted together.
No, 2015?
It's 2016.
2015 was 16 we did. 15 was my first year shooting Texas 3-gun, my first major match ever.
Did you think you were going to win?
Yeah, I won every local match I ever went to. No. No. I had zero expectations, and boy, did I not let myself down.
Did you DQ? Because I DQ'd my first match.
I actually, honestly, I was 80th, I think, in TAC Ops.
It's not bad.
It's like out of 100 and something.
Yeah, for a new guy.
It might have been it was probably like 500 people in TAC Ops at that match.
The biggest match they ever had.
Yes.
It's pretty good for a new guy.
In my mind. Yeah, actually, I really wasn't disappointed, but sure did learn some stuff.
Yeah.
You should probably check your reticle and calibrate it out to 400 and 500 yard targets.
Oh.
You can't, even though it says 0 at 100 and then these lines mean 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice. It doesn't work.
It does not work. So if y'all are listening, it does not work that way. You have to go out and check. You might have to calibrate it a little bit at those longer distances.
Yeah.
In fact, I can pretty much guarantee you have to.
I shot an out-of-state match with a shooter where we were shooting 350 yards, new shooter. And I was like, okay, so if you don't know where your hold is, take a shot at it and move on. And she was like, I usually do really good at long range. I was like, I know the range you shoot at. It's 100 yards.
Yeah.
This is 350.
Yeah, let's define long range.
There's a significant difference.
So when we say long range, we mean when I say long range, I'm talking 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm. These specific targets were 350 to 370, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But anyway, going back to the new shooter thing, being all enthusiastic. So I was like walking around the range. I said, is that Dave Hartman?
I wasn't there in 15.
Okay, then it was 16.
Was I?
Either way, whichever year I was there, it might have.
I think the first year I shot it was when I shot it with you.
It might have been 3-gun Nation Regional.
Yeah, 3-gun Nation Regional. I was there in that one.
Because it was also there. It was at Copperhead that year.
Oh, wait, no. You're right. I was at, God, I'm trying to think. Shit, have I shot that match 4 years then?
Something like that.
Yeah, because we shot, God, this is interesting radio. So we shot 2018 at Reveille. And then we shot
2019 at Reveille, 18 at Reveille.
Right. I'm
17,
thinking you and
16.
me. You and me.
Oh, yeah.
Because we shot 2018 at Reveille.
Yep.
And then we shot 2017 at Copperhead.
Yeah, 17,
That was
16,
the first time
15.
we shot together, right?
I'm not sure. 16 or 17.
And then
15 was my first time shooting it.
Okay, so I didn't shoot at 15. 16, I did shoot it. The 3-gun Nation, I think what you're thinking of when you saw me was the 3-gun Nation Regional in Navasota.
I think no, it was at Copperhead.
Was that Copperhead?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Texas 3-gun
2017. 17?
Either way, it
16.
was one of those years.
Because the 17 we shot together on the same squad.
Yep,
it was you, me, James,
and my Kubota.
Yep, and Jansen Jones, Dwayne Liptak.
Yeah,
Ting Sun.
Yep.
Who else? There's a couple other people with us. I forgot. Anyway, it was a fantastic time.
Adam Weber.
Adam Weber?
Hunter Sykes.
Hunter Sykes.
Yep.
Adam Weber was there?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure he was.
Huh.
Either way.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, talking about the new guy, all excited. I was like, hey, you Dave Harmon? Yeah, man. Hey, I'm Jay Christiansen. Remember I'm the guy that sent you that picture? You're like, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the picture.
And awkward silence. And I think we both looked at each other at the same time and went, hey, you having fun in the Yeah, okay.
Wasn't that one awkward?
It was kind of awkward.
It was pretty awkward. Oh.
It was me. It was all me. Like happy puppy.
You're like Parker?
Yeah. And then I got there and I'm like, okay, bye.
Well, see you later.
Yeah.
All right.
But new guy. Yeah. So
We go play with my bed now.
yeah. Be excited.
Yeah, it's fun as the new guy to go to big matches. I remember the 2015 Thurgan Nation Nationals in Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
This was back when I thought you had to qualify to go to matches. I showed up to the match and people were like, "Why aren't you shooting?" I'm like,
I didn't qualify.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they let everybody in now.
Yeah, and that actually was when Thurgan Nation did have air quote qualifications
Until it got close to the match.
Until it got
and
close
wasn't
and then they
full,
opened it
and then they let everybody in.
Yeah, that was a bunch of crap.
Yeah, when you had to pay money to get in the like semi-pro qualification thing.
Yep.
And then everybody just got to go anyway.
Yep. So that was the last like nationals that they had at Tulsa. But I remember going there and that was like right after I started. That was like 5 months after I started the Three Gun Show, and seeing people that I had on the show.
Yeah,
I was like, I wonder if I can go talk to that guy. It's like, I just talked to that guy for like an hour. I was like, he's been on the show. So,
because at the time you were just doing all those by phone, right?
Or yeah, they were all by Skype.
Yeah, they hadn't even met the people sometimes.
No, and there was never any video component or anything.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
most people I hadn't even spoke with on the where are you wet? This is the dog I'm talking to.
That's not me. We're discussing.
You ever pet your dog and the dog's wet and you're like, what's going on?
Yep.
But yeah, it was people like that I hadn't even spoken to on the phone, like just only talked to in the podcast format.
Yeah.
So I was walking around like all starstruck too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember like meeting Jerry and all these guys you see on TV and all the websites and all the sponsor ads, and you're like, hey, there's that guy right there. And then, of course, some of them let you down. You're like,
well,
I don't know why I was excited to meet this guy.
Sorry about that, Jay.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about doing the show though is you realize like these are just people.
Yeah, exactly.
These are just regular guys.
Yep.
And these are they have ups and downs in their life and problems and things like that. And that's one thing I wanted to talk about with when you said vanishing that made me think of was the vanishing thing. What I see and what I think could be part of the vanishing, other than like, okay, well, I wanted to be on TV and then now TV's not here.
Yep.
There's no sort of national championship or anything to work toward, is the idea that a lot of people get into this when they're a young professional.
Yep.
And then it's air quote overcome by events, right? Overcome by events is one of my favorite things. It's just like things happened, and I don't want to tell you what it is. But overcome by events could be like, girlfriend, and you got serious, and now you're married.
Yep.
And you realize like, okay, well, if I want to buy a ring or if I want to go on a honeymoon, I'm not going to be able to spend thousands of dollars going and playing in the dirt with my buddies every single weekend in other parts of the country.
Right.
Or shit, now my new wife and I had a kid.
Yeah.
Or we need to get a house.
Yeah.
Or, man, I'm getting promoted at work and now I'm a manager and I have people to manage and I don't have as much flexibility and free time and things like that.
Yeah. Life takes over.
Yeah.
It sure does. I mean, that's 100%.
So
priorities.
There seems to be, and again, I haven't done any sort of statistical analysis on this, but just anecdotal evidence of meeting thousands of people all across the nation and talking to them, is there's like a gap between 27 and like 32 or something like that. There's this window where people, and it, you know, that can move for everyone because everyone has like different steps in their life, different seasons. But eventually there's some sort of realization is like, okay, need to shuffle priorities.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've all been there, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to cancel out on stuff and miss out because you got things you got to take care of in your work life, your personal life at home, you know, whatever the case is. Yeah, the vanishing thing, like that definitely has a lot to do with it. People grow up, you know, younger people get grown up a little and, like you said, got to start adulting a little more.
Mm-hmm.
I also think as the sport was growing, a lot more talent showing up. Maybe some of the people that were top finishers, as people started showing up, maybe kept being less and less top finishers.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that hurts the ego
a bit. So there's some ego component too?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, yeah, it's going to be busy this week, so I better not go. Okay.
Yeah, life, you know, life, got things. So there's some of that. I mean, I'm, you know, not anybody specific, but I know there's some of that because dudes are dudes.
Write it down on this paper.
If I start not being good at something, I'm going to quit. No, I'm just kidding. That's not me.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely that component of it too. The other observation that I have is there's juniors, right? So juniors are a lot of them highly supported by industry. Not all.
Everybody.
I'm sorry?
Highly supported by everybody.
Oh, yeah. Highly supported by everybody. Highly supported by industry.
Yep.
And then, yeah. So, I mean, you've got opportunities like Generation 3 Gun where you can get, you know, scholarships for matches.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And again, the industry likes putting those fresh, clean, young faces on Instagram and Facebook and things like that because it's like a defensible position. Like, look, hey, you know, these aren't the scary men in fatigue you think it is using our products. This is
cute little kids.
Yeah, it's family thing, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then there's the community drive of, well, this is great. We have kids out here. We can raise them right rather than those crazy liberals out at Berkeley or whatever. Oof. And then there's the thing of the community thing of the Second Amendment is always under attack and children are our future, which is absolutely the truth.
Yeah,
Whitney Houston sang it. And but sorry. Exactly. And like passing on those traditions is very important, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Passing on the things that are important to you are important, which is the joke you made about like engineering by trade or engineering by birth, right? So there's all that. And so the deck is stacked on the side of the junior, right? And they're young. They're now, every now and again, they start to produce testosterone that's like going out of their earballs. And they can run their asses off. They don't get tired, you know, that kind of thing.
They're not shaky. Their eyes have really good vision.
Yeah, they don't have the milky eyes like Jay does. They haven't had a whole life of trees falling on them and shit. They don't have like the stresses of work and stuff. So deck is stacked toward them. And then they graduate high school and it's either real world of I'm going to go grab a shovel and start digging ditches. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go into the military, or I'm going to go to college or whatever, right?
Yep.
So then that is like a smack of reality in the face.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, well, mom and dad are not paying for ammunition anymore. I'm no longer cute, so you know, this ammunition company doesn't want to send me a bunch of ammunition or whatever. So then that kind of goes to the wayside. Or college is really hard. I want to focus on becoming a doctor, an engineer, or something like that.
Yep.
And so then that limits hobbies. And then that limits hobbies to like your small little area, which are intramural soccer or, you know, intramural volleyball.
Flag football.
Which, by the way, champion right here, intramural volleyball.
What?
Yeah, would never have guessed that. But yeah, so that kind of, you know, limits those opportunities, limits the time away from classes to travel and stuff.
Right.
My question is, because the show's been going for 5 years now. So I've been watching a lot of juniors, taking notes. Will they come back? That's the question, because when you start out of college in your new job, you're not making good money. So you have very little disposable income. If you think like, oh, well, I'm going to go get a house and a car and a wife or a husband, now you're strapped even further. And so you got to push that back another 5 years. Will they come back in their late 20s or early 30s? That's what I wonder.
We hope so.
After all that, I get a we hope so.
Well, I mean, people change, priorities change, interests change.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, how many kids do you think go off to college and get indoctrinated with liberal BS and are no longer 2A friendly or interested in guns whatsoever?
I always say, like, I spent, the next 10 years out of college deprogramming myself from the shit that I heard in college.
And see, I wasn't even into guns then. Like, I got into it later in life, right?
Yeah, same here. Late 20s.
Once I was established, career, family, that's when I actually got into it.
Right.
I think I was 20. Actually, I was 20 nothing. I was still 30. I was in my 30s before I even bought my first gun. So like I said, I got into it late, but it just depends on if they stay interested, really. I mean, you got to keep their interest peaked, right?
Because there's always this thing of like, boy, I wish I started when I was his age. It's like, yeah,
at his age, I probably wouldn't have gave a shit.
Well, yeah, definitely wouldn't have appreciated it.
Yeah,
definitely wouldn't have gave a shit, and wouldn't be as fanatical about it as I am now.
Yeah,
but do you have longer in the sport if you start later in life? Because is the time between your 15th birthday of getting that new AR-15 and going out and shooting 3-gun to your 18th, summer,
right,
when now you got to go off to college, or whatever, like that's 3 years. But will you come back?
Yeah, it all just depends on where your interests move to, right? I would say the ones that start maybe later after that, like when they're kind of settled at least in a career field, have at least some kind of baseline, quote, stable income, a family setting.
Yep.
Everything's kind of comfortable where it is. I would say people in those positions would probably be the ones to take it along further than that.
Right.
But then again, that's where bringing them in young and teaching them, the whole Second Amendment, defending their country, like patriotic, basically everything our community is about. If you teach them all that younger, they're way more likely to stay interested in that, community and that mindset. And I would say, that'll bring them back because that's how we all are, right? So as long as they're good Americans, they'll come back.
You hear that, kids? As long as you're a good American, you'll come back.
If you're a good American, you better get back to 3-gun. So you just never know, right? I mean,
you never do.
People change in a blink of an eye. Interests change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, for sure.
Life events, you never know what's going to happen in your life that's going to push your mindset or your interest in one direction or the other.
Yeah, and I mean that's a really good point, and I've heard it. I've heard it referred to as seasons of your life.
Yeah.
For a season I was into this, for a season I was into that, or something.
Right.
So I try to I think about that a lot. But then, you look at guys like Larry Weeks. He's out shooting Gen 3-gun, and that dude has been shooting 3-gun for a long time. He's been around a long time.
Yeah.
It's like, what is the glue that makes you stick with a sport for like a lifetime versus like, oh, that was something I did for 5 years, for 10 years?
Well, like for me personally at this point, so started shooting matches. I figured out the other day in like 2012, 13, local stuff, took a break, sold all my stuff and saved up for a house. So didn't shoot for like a year and a half or something like that in there.
See, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah. But then I came back. So end of 2014, I got my gear set back up, at least beginner gear set up. Went shot Texas 3-gun, first major in 2015, and, been here ever since, right? So at this point, like, I don't feel like I could, like, I personally don't feel like I could leave this community.
Yeah.
Because I've got so many good people and good friends now, and at least I think they're my friends.
What freaks me out about the friends thing? It's like, I was thinking, like, man, most of the people I talk to on a regular basis are 3-gunners.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me nervous. Like, I'm putting all my eggs in one basket.
At least industry people of some kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, on the same side, like.
I need to get out more. I need a hobby.
Need a hobby. Well, since you made your hobby your career.
Yeah, whoops.
Maybe you should get a hobby in aerospace.
I should get a hobby that'll make money.
Right.
Gold painting.
Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, at this point, like, there's so many good people in here, and I couldn't even imagine, like, just walking away and, like, ghosting from everybody kind of thing.
Yeah.
As long as I'm still involved personally with all the people in the community, the way I am, I'll still be involved in the shooting no matter what, some form, even if it's minimal,
Mm-hmm.
But, me right now, like, I'm all in. I'm trying to get back to being all in.
Yeah. Yeah, when I went to that first SHOT Show, it was my pal Wade and I, and I remember we were walking down the aisle just, like, smiling ear to ear because we had, like, so many great interactions with people for the show and things like that. And Wade just turned to me and he's like, "These are my people."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, dude, like, the 2A community is our people. Like, when we talk about, like, the polite society.
Yep.
Luckily there's not a whole lot of, like, fist fights that happen at matches and things like that. People are usually pretty damn cool.
What do you mean? Are you saying gun people aren't a bunch of crazy weirdo people?
Look, dude, I went to a state school. I'm as surprised as you are.
A whole bunch of gun-toting crazies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's so funny that it's just the opposite perception of what mainstream people in this country think about gun people.
It absolutely blows my mind when you sit and, like, watch what Oregon is doing with Antifa, just, like, basically letting them do whatever they want and, like, destroy the city. You're like, what in the ever-loving fuck is happening? Like, and then you look at, like, Antifa and you think, like, how ineffective they are. It's like, get a better stick, for God's sake. Yeah. So it's just like a weird thing that's happening. But then, we're the violent and scary ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your purple hair and your little scarves.
By the way, nobody likes that purple hair. Just ladies. Nobody likes it.
Yeah, not usually.
Nope. All right, next topic. Did you hear that Aaron Hayes, Stephen Lee, and Jared Halbert bought a range here in Austin?
I did.
It's called the Texas Shooting Academy. It's the old Astro Shooting Center or Shooting Range, I think is what it's called.
TSA, if you like acronyms.
Yeah. By the way, way to go, guys. Way to go on your acronyms.
There's been worse.
Love you, dudes, but that was a bad choice. Anyway, so I needed a range out here, and heard that this was going to happen. So I waited, joined the range, and it's cool. They got, like, bays already set up with steel, so you just walk in, plink, 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 plink on the plate rack, which is awesome. Club matches. Just went the first club match last week.
Yeah,
it's fun.
So how was it?
It's good, man. It's good. So it's kind of it's a like 24-acre plot of land,
Yep.
So it's basically all bays.
Right.
And it's not like, big natural terrain or anything like that. So it's nothing as impressive as Rockcastle or Triple C or something like that. So don't expect that. But for what I do with the 3-gun show and for practicing with 3-gun, it's awesome.
Perfect.
Pumped to shoot there.
So you said it's all bays. How many bays they have?
So right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bays, I think. And there's a couple other ones that they're going to be expanding to. There's the previous owner, apparently just like got all kinds of like random junk and things like that, and started building bays because like some of the erosion has happened and there's like concrete in them and stuff. So there's areas where they got to figure out like, okay, is this dirt? So they're basically going to be tearing it down and putting it back. Yeah. See, like, is this dirt in here, or is there like a fucking mini car in here? You know,
barrels full of toxic waste.
Yeah, exactly. So things,
bodies.
Things like that. Just dig a bigger hole. Yep. But yeah. So anyway, so there's plenty of room for other expansion. Eventually, they're going to be shooting out to like 450 yards. But
okay, so they got some room. So 6 usable bays at the moment.
Yep.
More to come.
Yep. And it was like a 5-stage match, so they still had they had a shotgun out in like this big general area, which looks like the world's largest and the world's largest 360 bay that with inadequate berms. Is like you can see the road. That's how because that's how far back from the berm you are.
Right.
You're like, that guy should have made those a little bigger. But they put a it's a field out there, so they just cut some paths in the grass, and that was a shotgun jungle run kind of thing with no jungle. So that was cool. But so they were able to keep 2 of the bays open for the general membership to go and practice and stuff. Yeah. So it's pretty neat.
Okay. So general membership meaning it's a private range, member only?
Yeah, so it's private range, member only. Got to be a member to go there. It's like a monthly fee, and it's kind of like just like a recurring subscription model, like you would go to a gym, and you just show up. They got the gate code for you. Help yourself to shooting things. If you got to bring, or if you got to shoot paper, you got to bring your own paper, and steel's out there.
So is there like clubhouse? Is there staff on site? Is it come and go 24/7?
It's come and go dawn to dusk. There's a clubhouse. Staff is not currently on site, but that's going to change because like Hayes Custom Guns is moving from their current location out to the range into the backside of the big clubhouse. They've got a big steel building out there. So they'll be out there co-located, which is great because then they can just walk out back and test pistols.
Or people shooting at the range will have access to a gunsmith on site.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, that's going to be a blessing and a curse for you guys.
Almost like their plan is coming together.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because it sounds similar to like Clark Custom Guns, you know?
Yep.
Because they had, was that Shootout Lane? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Shootout Lane out there. It's Jerry and it's the Michelik family, the Clark family.
Clark family
property.
And so they have like their gun building area there, plus it's a range, right?
Yeah, so it's their gun shop, like the Clark Custom Guns gun shop, the one you see on TV on Shootout Lane TV show.
I've never seen it. I don't have cable.
It's awesome.
I heard it's cool.
Yeah, Micheliks are fun people.
Yeah,
and the Clark boys as well. But yeah, it's at the range. So you drive past the gun shop, and that's where you go to the range. Yeah, and they've got, I think the front side, I don't know, 5 or 6 bays. A couple of them, one of them's like 60 yards long. Another one goes out to 500 or 600. And then you go around the back side, and there's like 4 more bays back there. The small ones, 25 to 50 yards, something like that.
Yeah, so similar thing to what they're doing with TSA.
Yep.
Because Hayes Custom Guns will be on site. And then, the Hayes boys, Ben and Aaron, they're part of the Clark family. So.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Model sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like it works. Yeah. Control C, Control V.
Yeah. So, okay. So, cool new range. Yep. Membership only.
The other thing is, this is interesting. So, CAPS, are you familiar with CAPS?
Yep.
Capital Area Practical Shooters.
Yep.
It's run by the Crowders.
Yep.
Juliana and John? Is that right?
Yes.
Crowder?
A.K.A. Range Donkey.
That's exactly. I was just thinking like
I can't remember his first name ever because he's Range Donkey.
All that came to my mind was Range Donkey. I'm like, that's not appropriate to call him Range Donkey. But anyway, so CAPS is running 3-gun matches out at Reveille, which was cool. And then they had some sort of issue, and they're not running matches out of Reveille.
Right. Well, they stopped their matches, their 3-gun matches altogether.
Yes. And then they moved all their stuff over to
Best of the West.
Thank you. Best of the West. You know this better than I do. I live here. So they moved all their stuff over to Best of the West. Best of the West was a range where Texas Multigun used to be, right?
Yep.
And they were in business for like 9 years or something like that. Some tale as old as time. Some guy built a neighborhood next to the range.
Oh, yeah.
And then all the people started complaining
About the noise
in
the neighborhood that they moved into next to the shooting range.
And then say that they're taking rounds and stuff like that, which who knows if they were.
Yeah.
And then Best of the West got shut down.
Yep.
So that's really sad because there was another. So not only did Caps move there and start doing their IDPA matches, but there was another match there, Republic 3-Gun.
Yep.
So Republic 3-Gun, knowing that Best of the West shut down, they went and talked to Reveille, and now Republic 3-Gun is holding their match at Reveille.
Right.
So
it's like big circle.
Big circle. There was a massive shuffle. What do they call that? 3-card monte sort of thing. There was a shell game.
Shell game. There you go. I was
shell
thinking
game.
Cup game. But
there we go.
Shell game is the one.
There's a shell game that happened of matches, and for a minute we had no matches, and now we have 2 again. We started with 2 when I moved here. For a minute we had 0, and now we have 2 again.
Yep.
All's right in the world.
Yes, you do.
And so we have a bay match TSA, open terrain match at Reveille.
Yep. Best of both.
Yeah. Interesting.
Good
so
mix.
now you're all caught up on the Austin shooting scene.
Yep.
For the 1% of listeners.
Right. No, that's good. Yeah, I mean it's still a healthy shooting environment in Central Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I've got plenty of matches to shoot. I'm hoping it's going to spring back up some more down in my direction, more in the South Texas areas. So,
yeah.
Same thing. Like, used to shoot 3-Gun in Corpus, and that was only about an hour 45 from my house. Then that kind of went away. So then it was Austin or Navasota for those matches. So 3.5 hours to go drive for a local match.
3 hours for Navasota?
3 hours and 15 to Navasota
wow.
from my house. And then
that's crazy. When I lived in Bastrop, it was like 2:10 for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man, this is a lot.
Oh yeah. No, 3.5 hours for a local match is nothing for me.
God, that sucks.
So that's kind of why, I ended up getting some property closer to home where I was able to practice and set up whatever I wanted. So backed off on local matches so much because, the 6 hours of travel time for me to go to and from a match, I can go 20 minutes to my range, get 6 hours of practice, and 20 minutes back home, or drive for whatever and get 5 hours of practice. But anyhow, so yeah, plenty of shooting in Texas.
Yep,
Texas rules.
What else is going on, Jay?
I don't know.
I got one last topic I want to talk about.
Last? We had so many topics.
We have a lot. We've been going for like an hour and 23 here.
We're just still an hour shy of our normal conversation.
I know. Yeah. The weird thing is though, I was like, I'm getting a little hungry, but I'm thinking like, God, we've got so much more to cover. We could
starving.
Want to go get some dinner and come back and do it again?
No, because I'm not going to want to after. Once dinner's done, I'm going home.
Go take a nap. All right. Last topic. Cheating.
What do you mean?
So
you mean gaming?
Yeah. I'm glad you said that because I am all for gaming.
Yep.
I love gaming. And what I interpret gaming to be as a strategy. Creating a strategy for a stage within the bounds of the rules.
Sure.
I don't see gaming as like, I'm going to push this rule and see if anyone notices. I think that's just cheating.
Well, I mean, again, it's within the rules, right?
If it's within the rules.
Right.
But
there wasn't a rule that said I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that's a good point. And don't get me wrong, I've used that one a lot.
Sure. Yeah. So then it comes into, so for me it goes from gaming or the rule within the rules to just basic ethics.
Yeah.
And morals, right? So if you knowingly, so there's a specific target, and you're obviously this target is supposed to be shot in this fashion, in X fashion, right? So
a couple examples. One would be like a Texas Star.
Okay, so Texas Star. Obviously, when you shoot a Texas Star,
You shoot the 5 plates.
5, 6, whatever, however many's on it. Shoot 5 plates. 5 shots, 5 plates.
Star usually has 5 points.
Usually, yes. But there's like all these other Star David's got 6 points.
Oh, you're right.
Like,
my bad. So when you're shooting
a pentagram is an upside down 5 point star.
when you're shooting the Jewish Texas Star, which has 6 points.
Could you call it the Israeli Star?
Oh,
But
interesting.
Israeli's not really like. I don't know. They got to take the Star David on their freaking flag.
They do.
We should make a 6-plated one and call it.
We're gonna have to do it before next week,
Israeli
before the podcast comes out.
Darren, listen up. So anyway, yeah, all right. So Texas Star, right? And we all know that if you slap a Texas Star with Prairie Storm or some other kind of heavy load, it'll wiggle and shake and drop all the plates off in one shot.
And when you say slap a Texas Star, what do you mean by that?
So some of them, if they're a spring-loaded holding type, you can shoot them right in the center. And if the springs are weak, which most of those end up being really weak.
Yeah, because they've been around a
Because
while.
they've been beat up so much, especially toward the end of a match. If you shoot it right in the middle, everything falls off. One shot.
And you shoot it right in the middle.
Right in the hub.
Like, see, that's
It's not a target.
That's what what you're talking about with basic ethics. Because, like, no one said you couldn't shoot it in the middle
But you know
target.
that is absolutely wrong, and that is cheating.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. And so in another model of Star where it's magnetic holders, if you shoot the arm that's holding one of the plates, it will wiggle the hell out of that thing and
Just vibrates the whole thing.
It vibrates it to death and everything falls off. And everybody knows it does that. Maybe
So
it sounded like you just didn't know it did that.
So
I only know from witnessing, not from doing.
So I didn't know that the Texas Star did that. I knew a different one did, which apparently is like these two. I think it's called a mini propeller rack or something like that.
Yeah,
it's basically like
like a double helix or
double helix,
octoprop or
whatever.
They call them different things.
Yeah, it basically looks like a biplane.
Yep.
Right? No, not a biplane.
A dual prop.
A dual prop plane.
Plane.
When you're looking at it head on.
Yeah.
And then that whole plane spins.
Yep.
Like it's doing barrel rolls, and the props turn. Right.
Yep. Same thing.
So imagine that in your heads, kids. Like, that was a good description. That was probably the best description we've ever had on the 3-Gun Show, because usually they're shit. So if you shoot one of the arms of the plate with a Prairie Storm, it will vibrate that whole thing to where all the plates come off.
Yeah, on those, if you shoot the center of one of the propellers,
yes,
it'll usually take everything off.
Of both sides.
Both sides.
And I had no clue that was a thing until I heard that happened at a match this year.
Yep.
Which is the reason that we're having this conversation. And then someone intentionally did it.
Yeah.
And then, and
if you think we're talking about you, it was you.
Yes. And we're ashamed. But when you were telling me about this, I remember asking, like, well, so he intentionally did that? And like what?
Yeah, 100%.
Why would he have Prairie Storm? There was no spinner there.
Yeah.
And you're like, Dave, you're not listening. Like, he hit it in the arm on purpose to create this situation.
Yeah, this vibration effect that drops all the plates off.
And again, it's not in the rules that you can't do that.
Technically, it doesn't say you can't do it, and it doesn't say you can't use that load on a target, but it's cheating.
It is cheating.
You're 100% intentionally, and the way I would describe it,
you're causing a malfunction of a target.
Forcing a malfunction of a prop, of a stage prop, which in normal cases, if there's a prop malfunction, that would institute a reshoot, right?
Right. But if you force a prop malfunction,
then you're cheating. Because doesn't it say something about altering or?
Yeah.
I don't know if you could lawyer your way out of that, but it's still
the thing is, like, do you want to be the guy that they wrote a rule for?
No.
That because of your cheating.
Because you did some stupid
like,
shit.
Hey,
now there's a rule.
If you shoot a target improperly, And that's the problem is like, air quoting improperly. Like you have to word that rule really well. You may have fucked a whole bunch of other people on other targets down the road because you were so selfish that you didn't want to shoot 8 rounds on that target that damn good and well you could hit on any day of the week.
Yeah. I think the way you'd have to write it would be to write what you're only allowed to do specifically.
Yeah.
So saying,
So now you have to go, now the match director has to go through his entire catalog of targets and write the procedure for shooting each one of those because one person was selfish and wanted to shoot it with a prairie storm.
No, you just have to make a general rule. No prairie storm.
Yeah.
Now, what if you have a shotgun shell that says it's a say you had a rule and you can only shoot shells that were shotgun birdshot that's only 7.5 to 9 size pellets, right?
Right.
Which is most matches nowadays. Sometimes you can use 6s, but most of the time it's 7.5 to 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if you took a prairie storm and dumped it out with whatever size 4 pellets or whatever crap that was in it and poured in size 9 pellets?
Do people do that?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Seen it.
Really?
Allegedly. Eye roll. So then is that within the rules? Because it said 7.5 to 9 pellets. Then you got to write another rule for that guy because now you got to write a velocity limit, which some matches have as well.
Some matches have velocity limits, yeah.
So 7.5 to 9 is at 1,300 feet per second is your limit. So there again, you were the guy that caused them to write a rule.
There's this is a couple of years ago, and my memory of this may be hazy, but there was a person that was shooting a spinner that had like a prairie storm or turkey load, but the specific brand that they bought didn't say on the hull what it was.
Right.
It just said 6. It's like 6 is allowed here, prairie storm is not, or something like that in the rules. But when it's on the ground and it's already been shot, nobody can tell.
Exactly.
So you take the box, you take the shells, you take the box, throw it away at the hotel.
Yep.
Take the shells with you, go shoot the match, get your 5-second bonus.
Yeah.
And then somehow feel good about yourself and sleep at night.
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it either.
I give myself penalties all the time.
And then the answer of, well, you can't tell when it's on the ground. Like, are you kidding?
Cheater.
100%. That's not cool.
So,
So that is black and white. That's 100% cheating. But the shooting the target in a manner to make the plates vibrate.
Yeah, forcing malfunction.
Forcing malfunction.
By the rules, it's not cheating.
Right.
It's within the rules.
So
for now, until the rule is written that says otherwise. But
if I come
don't
up
care
to
what anybody says, you cheated.
If I come up to a swinger and I throw a round in the base of the swinger, in the bearing, to get it to stop swinging, and then hit the activator and shoot the paper target when it's not swinging, hey, I hit the activator and the paper target, but I also caused a malfunction on the target.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing.
Yeah. If you shoot a spinner target and there's one that's not so stable, sometimes when you slap those with a prairie storm, you might not get pattern on it. It won't spin it over, but it'll knock the whole damn thing down.
Right.
That's obviously an accident, but what if I shot the leg out and knocked the whole thing down?
Yeah.
Then, are you going to call that a prop malfunction? But you didn't call it a prop malfunction when somebody shot it normal and it fell down and didn't spin?
Like, inducing a malfunction to get a reshoot on a target like that, is that any different than running into the RO on purpose?
No, that's all cheating.
Yeah.
If you force something to malfunction, either to try to, quote, game the stage as you might see it, or forcing a reshoot, or, destroying a target to force a stage to be thrown out purposely because you trashed it or something. Yeah, that's all cheating and stuff.
What do you think about the people that go through a walkthrough, 5-minute walkthrough, continually leaning on a barricade or a wall or barrels to now create a position where they can shoot from?
Sounds like cheating. You altered something to gain an advantage.
None of this sounds like gaming, people. It's all cheating. Just don't cheat.
Exactly. Yeah, keep that crap somewhere else. And what's bad on top of that is you still didn't win.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't even really gain an advantage in the end.
That's the interesting thing that I see. It's like, you can imagine like, well, shoot, if I saw that guy do that thing and he ended up on the podium, well, maybe I'll do that too.
Right.
But it's never the guy that wins. It's always the the dude thinks he's way better than he is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you got to deal with it, right? If you want to keep doing this.
Do you?
You got to deal with it, or do I want to keep doing this?
No. Do you got to deal with it?
No, I mean, to a point, right? Like you can point it out. So in one of those cases, we did point it out.
As a competitor, is it our place to point it out?
It's absolutely 100%. So we're self-policing.
Yeah, do you go, hey shooter, you're a cheater, or do you go, hey RO, that shooter's a cheater, or do you go, hey match director, that shooter's a cheater?
It depends on the cheat, right? So like in the case of shooting a star or whatever with the Prairie Storm, well, it doesn't say, like we said, it doesn't actually say in the rules that you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know that you did, and by doing it, you fucking cheated. So in that case, be like, hey, match director, so we saw this thing and this happened, and like he'll agree. It doesn't say in the rules that you can't do that, but be like, might want to address that in the future. And like in one of these cases, it is being addressed in the future.
Yeah.
But if it's straight up cheating, like I saw somebody recalibrate a target that was set heavy and they set it super light right before their run or their buddy's run, or they hurried up and taped a target to get a reshoot because in some, like in USPSA, if you tape a target before the scorer scores it, that's automatic reshoot. You can't be like, oh, I'm sorry, it was these two hits here and untape them. So if you had a shitty run and your buddy run up and tape your target real quick before the scorer gets there.
I don't think any of my buddies would do that for me. I got to get some better buddies.
Yeah, for sure. But some people's buddies will, and if you see that, you call that shit out because that's a DQ for the person to tape the target and for the shooter they tape the target for. Like, get your shit and get the hell out of here because that's cheating.
As an adult, like you need hobbies to make friends. Like it's difficult to like just walk down the street and be like, hey, be my friend.
Sure.
Like that's a weird thing, right?
Yep.
So it ends up being the people you work with or your hobbies.
Yep.
Can you imagine finding someone as slimy as you are that is your buddy that would go and paste that target for you and like on the way home you guys high five? Yeah, we got them. Can you imagine?
I mean,
what are the odds?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't imagine. Like, I can't live with myself. Like, I've had a RO score my stage, and I clearly left a piece of steel or something up, and they just glanced over it. And I'm like, hey RO, look over there. I don't want to tell you this, but I left a piece up. Or the old, hey, did you shoot at this target? Oh yeah. And there's no holes in paper or something.
That target? I never saw that target.
Yeah, like
I mean, yeah, I shot it.
What target? Oh, that I didn't know that was there. I can't if I had earned a penalty and I knew I earned the penalty and they didn't give it to me, I go back and correct it because I had such a guilty conscience. Mm-hmm. Like I couldn't steal a piece of bubble gum from the freaking grocery store, Like, I'm sorry, I did it.
Yeah, we don't care, Jay. We don't care. That was 15 years ago.
Whatever. There's no proof. But yeah, I mean, cheaters. Unfortunately, they're everywhere.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. Do you want to cover chokes or do you want to save that for another time?
Oh, yeah.
You want to cover chokes?
Choke / man card.
Okay, so we got
to pick on some buddies.
We got to pick on some buddies. So there's several friends of mine, and you will know them because they don't know what proper chokes are called. They go by Hoser and Far.
Shout out Muller chokes.
Yep.
Mueller.
I think
everyone is. Mueller.
I think it's Mueller. It's got an umlaut.
Umlaut.
Because Motley Crue has an umlaut. So,
well, either way, everybody knows what we're talking
you
about.
rolled your eyes at Motley Crue. How dare you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you rolled your eyes at something.
That was just a general eye roll.
So it's just Dave's talking eye roll. So several friends of ours, and this is pretty much just the Hayes boys. Let's call a spade a spade. They run chokes that have, you know how like your grandfather has that phone with the really big text so they can see what it is, yep. And so they don't have to figure out what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's those are their chokes: near, far,
yep,
hoser. You're like, oh, okay. Well, I guess now I understand chokes. You know, they don't have to go through all the effort of like looking it up and figuring out what diameter it is and going and testing them. that target looks pretty far. I'm gonna go grab my chokes as far. And
we're just messing with you guys.
These are all jokes I made.
Picking on you.
These are all jokes I made to their faces.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's okay to say it.
Yeah.
But so I actually joked with Lan about making a metric choke system because I didn't want to go through the brain damage of learning what the chokes are. And we looked into it, and then we decided that was a bad idea. He's like, I can just number your chokes. I'm like, nah, I don't want the training wheels. So anyway, that's side note. So I have struggled with chokes as well. It's not easy because it doesn't make any damn sense. But the near, the far, the hoser choke just cracks me up because when you can't have a conversation with one of those dudes about choking for a stage because we're all talking in proper English over here and they're speaking like I'm going to piss off one region of the country. Who do I want to piss off? Southern Kentucky.
Another area.
Southern Kentuckian. How about that? You know, like where the accent is so deep, you're like, I know that guy's speaking English, but I cannot understand what he's saying.
Oh, no, you can talk about my people, the coonasses.
The what now?
The coonasses.
Coonasses?
Yeah, from South Louisiana. Cajun.
There you go. Yeah. Yes. That is yes. That is like, sir, I'm sorry. Did you just have a stroke? Or are you trying to?
Oh, you know what? I was going down on there. You're going to put that joke in there.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
That is what those people are talking about when they're talking about chokes on the stage. So you can have like a rational conversation with most people, and it makes sense that we all use the choke thing, and that's what Len and I decided at the end. It's like having the 1 and 2 and 3, we just confused it with everyone else. You wouldn't be able to stage plan. So we decided against that. But the near and the far and the hoser is a thing. I
think it's just hoser and far.
Is that what it is? The hoser and far are a thing in Muller chokes because
for their 3-gun chokes specifically.
Their 3-gun chokes specifically, which I even laugh at even more because like, oh, they've recognized that we're Neanderthals and we can't figure out what IC mod, light mod, and all that stuff means, which is awesome. So again,
we're just so basic. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're so basic. Yeah. So at the TSA match last week, one guy is shooting it's like the weird lollipop swinger target that Red Stitch makes that is like a magnet.
Oh, yeah.
So it has like an activator, and then it swings with that big cantilever, and then it has the magnet plate that falls off, right?
Right.
So he's shooting that, and he takes like 5 shots at it and just leaves because the plates won't come off.
Mm.
And he's like, oh, these targets are
target malfunction.
Target malfunctions are blah blah blah. They're hard and I was like, what choke are you using? Hoser? Like, I think we're done talking here. Like,
yeah. And then didn't you consult Jared, the dream killer of shotgun target calibrations?
Well, no, it gets a little better because then the next person. Oh yeah, Jared is the dream killer. I forgot about that. We'll have to tell that story too. So then the next guy goes and he made it or whatever, and like I shot it and it was an IC and it went over just fine.
Yeah.
And so the guys, we're still kind of giving him a little hard time. I'm doing the far hoser thing, and you're like, bro, if you don't want to put a choke in your shotgun, if you don't want to properly choke for the target, I don't think you get a vote on how it's calibrated or whatever. Plus, it's a club match, look at that as a learning experience. So, but it's all in good fun. These are my buddies.
Yeah.
So then yes, we asked Jared Halbert, the crusher of dreams on calibration targets.
The calibration crusher.
Yeah. What choke did you use? Because he got him just fine. He's shooting a semi-automatic, or not a semi-automatic, an open shotgun. He got him just fine. He's shooting an open shotgun.
Yeah.
What choke you using? He's like, mod.
Modified.
I was like, really? Why didn't you use your hoser? He's like, because I looked at that target and I thought, that's not coming off. I'm going to go switch chokes.
Yeah. So he yeah, it's almost, as we were joking about it, it's almost like a man card thing. Like if you choke up any tighter than a hoser,
yeah,
you lose your man card.
Yeah, and I don't get it. Probably because I haven't used a hoser choke. Maybe it's that much cooler. Maybe I should try it now I think about it. But years ago I was shooting with Mark Yackley and Tim Yackley and probably all the other ones. Mm-hmm. But I was talking to Mark and Tim, and I was talking about chokes, and I was like walking stages with Mark, and I was like, well, how do you think about chokes? And he's like, well, I think of normal. I think of really far away, and then I think of like close stuff and clays. Mm-hmm. And he's like, mostly because I only have 3 chokes.
Pretty well narrows it down.
I thought that was so brilliant, because like if you have 5 chokes, you have 5 selections to make. Yeah. But if you have, like I have IC and mod. That's all I have. Yep. I think he also had a diffusion or something like that. But he's like, do I need a pattern like this? Do I need a pattern like this? Or do I need a pattern like this? Yeah. And those are the only things. He's like, there's no half measures. And so I just kind of always took that, and it's really worked for me. And pretty much just like ICs welded into the gun, unless there's something that's really far away, then I'll mod. Yep. And then the other situation that I've seen is, and this is rare, is that there's a lot of clays, and then I'll even pull the choke and just shoot threads. So
yeah, I don't ever do that. I mean, like you said, the IC is basically in my shotguns full time usually. Mm-hmm. Mod, if there's like a heavy target or some stuff that's stretched out a little further, I'll switch up to a mod. Mm-hmm. Rarely have I ever went to a full for anything. Yeah. I think really the only situation that was really used was like shotgun match where there was tight shots between no shoots and stuff like that. But
yeah, and I will say, when I lived in, what's up?
Yeah, speaking of, we're talking about full chokes, there was full choke Vortex shooter source. Yeah, we shot off that Connex at those. Damn you, Jeremy! At those plates that were down the hill
at an angle,
and they were set heavy. Mm-hmm. Like some guys tried to say they shot like a modified with some regular 7.5 1200s, and I call BS on that. I ran a full choke, and you still had to aim, make sure you got pattern on the plate. Yeah. What really messed the people up was that there was slugs also up there. Yeah. And people were scared to run slugs to their full choke. Yep. Which, contrary to popular belief, you can do.
I'll put a slug through anything. I don't care.
Yeah. Barrels are cheap.
Yeah. I remember someone asking me one time, I remember someone asking me, this is like back in the day when I worked at Lockheed. Someone asked me like, oh, what choke are you going to use for this or whatever? And I was like, oh, I'm going to use a mod. And they're like, well, we got slugs in this stage. Are you going to shoot slugs through your mod? I'm like, why?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why wouldn't I? And they're like, well, you could. I'm like, nah, I don't think that's a thing. No. And like, it just never dawned on me not to do it. So I just did it. But anyway.
You're not supposed to through a full.
So I did use a full on a stage. I borrowed a full choke from Rihanna Kadick to shoot a stage. Like, this was like 2 years ago when everyone was going to the Shotgun World Shoot, or the first Shotgun World Shoot. It was like 15 or something like that. And we were shooting a match at Copperhead, actually. And they had a bunch of tight nose shoots. Yeah. And they used a full, and I was like, wow, that was super useful. I need to get one of these. And then I never did. But
did you know those usually come with your shotgun?
Full choke?
Yeah.
Mine only came with a mod, an IC, and like a turkey.
Which is like an extra full.
I'm going to need to go find that then.
Yeah, turkey's usually an extra full.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
I would not advise folks to do that.
My joke. So there, I don't remember the whole chart, but it goes, I see, and then more constriction on the pattern is light mod. More constriction on the pattern is mod, right?
Right.
And then full is on the other end, right? Or
yeah,
on
and then there's a bunch of other little ones.
There's a bunch of other ones. And that's the thing is like you can slice that pie so many times. So that's you can decision yourself to death trying to figure out a choke. So me, it's like, and this is the Mark Yackley school of using chokes, of choking, as I said. But it's IC or it's mod. Like, do I need some extra oomph? I'm going to mod.
Yep.
And so I don't have that light mod. So my joke is always light mod is for people that can't make decisions. Because it's the half measure between IC and mod.
And then, of course, I know a guy that stuck a light mod in his shotgun and never took it out.
Yeah.
Shoots everything with that.
Yeah.
100%.
I remember selling my my JM Pro to a buddy. And when I took out the choke to put in, I don't remember how that worked, but I took the choke out for some reason. Maybe I was cleaning it or whatever, and I realized it was a mod. I'm like, Jesus, how long has that thing been in there?
Like, no wonder I couldn't hit those targets.
No, like I was still hitting everything.
Smacking everything.
Yeah.
Just driving it off
They're
in the woods.
going really far away, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. No, I mean, yeah, long story short, pick your chokes properly and don't worry about looking like not a man
like
if
a
you
hero.
choke up.
Yeah. And I don't understand and I don't mean specifically to pick on Muller chokes, but in the hoser / diffusion thing, like, oh, I shoot a diffusion at everything. It's like, well, you shoot a lot at some targets because they're only getting like these little itty bitty pellets.
Well, because diffusion chokes are rifled and work as just like a spreader shell would.
Yeah.
So you're spinning your shell and forcing your pellets to go all over the place. Doesn't really seem necessary for the game we play unless that's really for more of like a clay games.
Yeah.
And
if we're shooting a bunch of clays, like static clays,
if you're shooting nothing but
exactly
5 foot away clays, then I get it. But I've never run that. I've always just run IC. Usually, IC and mod, like you said. Longer barreled shotgun, just run a skeet and a mod, which skeet is just between cylinder and IC. So, I mean, it's the same kind of thing, basically.
So, if you have like a cylinder and IC and a mod, you're like, got everything covered.
I mean, yeah. Most of 98%.
Yeah.
Rarely do you need something tighter. And even in most cases, you can accomplish that with just using a different type of shell instead of even changing your choke.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Especially if you got stuff mixed in, So, if you got near-far slugs all mixed in, you don't want to run a full choke on everything. You can swap some shells in and out during your load sequence or something.
Yeah.
Or something. Sorry.
All right. So I'm going to have to deal with the fallout from this one. But properly choke for the proper target. It'll make you happier.
We're only picking on you guys because we're friends.
Exactly.
If we didn't like you, we wouldn't be talking about this.
All right. Well, let's go get some dinner, Jay.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a part of the show, man. Appreciate your years of support and encouragement. Thanks for being a great friend.
For sure.
Thanks for coming in here and being on the show, man.
Heck yeah. Glad to be here.
All right. And for the rest of you, thank you for listening to the 3 Gun Show. And thanks to the people that support the 3 Gun Show and what we're doing over here, including Vortex Optics, IWI US, JP Enterprises, and the 3 Gun Show patrons. I'm Dave Hartman for Jay Christiansen, and I'll see you on the range.